Gentlemen and female gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of Disney being stupid and dumb and lame and crap and beefing with Charlie. Now, I'll tell you one thing, Disney. You could do a lot of things, but you beef with the critical, the GOAT, the man himself. You are making a big mistake because this man is awesome, all right? Basically, Disney released a certain Star Wars show called The Acolyte. I know. And no one really likes The Acolyte. It has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's a pretty hated story. Everyone thinks it's shit. And my favorite evolution to this tale is the fact that Disney is going out of their way. The actress from Acolyte made a diss track dissing the haters. Now, I want to make something clear. Disney likes framing it that, well, you see, The Acolyte's actually great, except there are racists that hate women. And that's why The Acolyte has a low score. But it's actually great. Now, the reason why I specifically wanted to look at Charlie...
In response to racist hate from Star Wars fans, Amelia Steinberg wrote, recorded, and shot this music video in 72 hours. It's as cringe as you'd imagine. Okay, let's go. Oh no, is this 2 minutes? I gotta listen to this for 2 minutes? Fuck, bro.
And now you're listening, I'm gonna tell you something fascinating. They spit and book, bastardize it and appropriate it. Let's start a club, book or something with creators. Speak truth to power, keep an eye out for you silly racists. And now they use it to describe anything they didn't buy. It was all about the people recognizing bigotry, the power of community, not fodder for your clickbait. Speaking of which, journalism looking at you. Did you forget it's your job to provide the truth? Spreading divisiveness, mining the metrics and data. Seem you gave up all your life, that's for money and views. So good, don't fuck with your discourse, so good. I'm going viral on Twitter again.
First of all, that was insanely bad. Oh my god, was that bad. But also, like, the entire message was terrible. It's like, I'm so bored, don't care about your discourse. You're not bored because you're talking about it right now. Bro, you were paid millions of dollars to play in The Acolyte, okay? You don't have to you are not some oppressed person in society. Oh my god.
Guy and she's a millionaire. Anytime that like an actor tries to like push out a political message, why would I give a shit about what you have to say about politics? Like, what do you mean? Like,
dude, you are not a victim of anything. You are not a victim at all.
I think that after like that Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein shit, people really kind of got tired of hearing about virtue signaling from celebrities. And I feel like, honestly,
true, that's
not
a good thing.
moment too soon.
Based. Yeah, dude, the entire celebrity virtue signaling thing, I think it's dead. And I think we can all appreciate the fact that it is a dead ass fucking cult. But even more than that, you are not a victim if you have millions of dollars and are world famous and propped up by Disney, okay? So... Anyway, Moist Critical made a video, somehow this got worse. And the main reason why I wanted to look into this is because I recently made a video covering how Disney has been going after the reviewers. Like, Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic all got videos made about them by, like, different journalist shit. I actually just covered this in this video right here, where they're going after the reviewers, saying that they're all just racists, which is why this is hated. So I really wanted to watch the Charlie video, specifically on Star Wars, because if you're saying that it's only hated because people are racist, well, then you are also calling people like Asmongold and Charlie and me and everyone else who's not like some sort of anti-woke YouTuber. You're calling us racists too, and not willing to accept this either. So we're jumping into the Charlie video. This is the ultimate drama conclusion. The Charlie versus Disney, and they made this fight, not me. That's a lie. I'm making them stop doing this myself. It's Charlie versus Disney in a very personal battle. Is Charlie a racist, or is Disney just full of shit? Watch this video and find out. Leave a like. All right, let's see.
I love making fun of bad media.
God, he's so based. He's so real for that. Holy shit. This is why I watched Velma.
It's a big smile on my face, grinning from ear to ear. But very rarely will you catch me double dipping into the communal salsa bowl and insulting the same thing in multiple videos.
Dude, Base, that's why I only made one video about Velma. That's why on my entire channel, I only have one Velma video. See, otherwise I would have made multiple Velma videos, but I in fact only made a single Velma video. And here, let me show you. So, So here you have my Velma playlist, where I have the worst of Velma, You Aren't Ready. I have the absolute worst of Velma, It Got Worse. New Velma scenes that will corrode your mind. New Velma scenes that are impressively awful. We have new Velma scenes that are an abomination against God. We have new Velma scenes that make me wish my dad pulled out. New Velma scenes that are worse than a nuclear apocalypse. This extra Velma episode gave me crippling depression. The bonus Velma episode should be illegal. The Velma finale is way worse than you can imagine. Velma is back in somehow, and that was just season 1. I did that for season 2 also, so I also don't like double dipping is what I'm trying to say.
Usually if I'm making fun of a horrible movie or show or video game, I'll make one video on the topic making jokes about why it's just
But when it's so bad, you gotta double fist it, baby.
a pile of dog shit, and then move on from it. It's like a one-night stand. We share a night of fiery passion,
Yes.
and then we fist bump each other. I tip my fedora, say thanks for the good pussy, madam, and we both go our
That's
separate
how I
ways.
do it.
And that's the end of that.
Yeah.
That concludes the evening. But in very rare circumstances, I'll make multiple videos just ranting about how trash a piece of media is.
You know why this makes me so happy? Because every time I see him doing this shit, it's like, do you understand? And then Charlie runs out of mana and has to end his one-night stand. True. But, do you understand? Do you understand? That means that Charlie hates this show. Which means, according to Disney, he's a racist. The irony is, Disney never called him out. They specifically called out, and I say Disney called him out, but it wasn't literally Disney. It was all the fucking game journalists, show journalists, cringe, that are just basically Disney's proxies. They're Disney's cocksuckers that write articles and fake reviews just because Disney forces them to do that shit. Because Disney's fucking rich as shit. So they will make all these things. They'll call out Nerdrotic. They'll call out The Critical Drinker because they're problematic anyway. They're anti-woke, so it's easy to, slander them as being racist and stuff like that. But someone like Charlie, you can't do that. You cannot possibly do something like that. So even though Charlie will hate it, they are going to ignore the fact that Charlie has this video with 2.5 million views hating on it.
And that is reserved for the most exquisite of stinkers this world has to offer.
Dude, this is
and
so
brace
good.
for impact, because here comes the cold water, Star Wars fans. Unfortunately, I'm putting my hand back in the cookie jar here. We're double fisting on this topic.
Didn't I just say double fisting? I feel like I just said that like a minute ago. Don't say pre-watched, okay? I don't even want to hear it.
Because the Acolyte has absolutely shocked me with just how bad it continues to be. It was only 5 days ago I conducted my investigation to find out whether or not the Acolyte is the worst Star Wars show that's ever been made, like a lot of people were claiming it is. And my findings as of 5 days ago are obsolete now. The data is archaic. It's antiquated. Because episode 4 just dropped, and at the time, episode 3 was the newest.
Wait, episode 4 is worse than episode 3? Dude! Episode 4 is worse than Power of 1, the Power of 2, the Power of many. There's no way.
And while I agreed the Acolyte was bad, I still didn't think it was worse than Book of Boba Fett, which is perhaps one of the most boring things ever.
Bro, I looked up that Vespa chase scene specifically because Charlie keeps shitting on it, and oh my god, it is lame.
Produced in the history of our species. It'd be more stimulating to just listen to your fucking English professor farting into a walkie-talkie for a 2-hour Zoom meeting.
I mean,
it's so...
I would argue that that's pretty awesome. Dude, and I actually fucking horrible. God, what are they doing? What the fuck are they doing? It's Disney. What? Like, Star Wars is such a beloved franchise, and looking at the lore of all the different Star Wars timelines right now with you guys, like, it just makes me even sadder.
Boring. And it has one of the worst scenes in television history with the Vespa chase scene.
He mentions it every single time! Every time!
That I reference all the time.
That's not pre-watch. Shut the fuck up.
That scene is so bad, it should almost be considered criminal. Like, charges should almost be considered for whoever pitched that idea and then actually executed on it.
Bro, you have cripples on motorized wheelchairs moving faster than those guys.
It's a terrible show. I'd rather watch a 45-minute argument between my parents debating whether or not they should get a divorce.
Oh,
That'd
damn.
be a lot less painful than sitting
Oh, fuck. Oh, damn.
through a single
Oh,
episode
God.
of Book of Boba Fett.
No, it's probably because he's racist.
Point is, I still thought that show was worse. But now that episode 4 of The Acolyte dropped, I now see this has the potential to definitely surpass it in being the worst Star Wars thing ever made.
Bro.
It's shocking that they keep finding new ways of not only boring me, but also making me feel insulted for how stupid they must think the audience is. And by the way, I wasn't even planning on watching this. I was more than content just dropping it.
Nah, hate watching is fun. Hate watching is fun as shit.
After episode 3 and not really going back to it.
And you know why he continued watching it? Because Disney, unironically, is releasing statements saying that if you hate the show, it's because you're racist. So you want to watch this show because you want to prove to them that, no, I hate this show because it's god-awful. Because it's actual garbage. It's unadulterated filth.
But then I saw a headline saying that Kathleen Kennedy was saying that the low Rotten Tomatoes score of The Acolyte isn't normal, and then apparently went on to imply that it's because the majority of Star Wars fans are males, and since The Acolyte has a female lead, they weren't receptive to it, and then just not liking it because of that.
I told you he's making this video out of spite. He continued it literally out of spite. If you hate this, then it's because I put a chick in it and made it gay.
Which I always think is a very interesting strategy to immediately blame the audience when something is failing.
True. I love how, like, everyone's out there talking about how they hate capitalism while they're making millions of dollars reacting to content on Twitch. But one thing that I think is important to recognize is the idea that in a free market, people are gonna watch something that's good every single time. Every single time. Like, I don't know why they think that this is such a foreign concept. Obviously, you'll watch it if it's good.
Now, of course, it is true that there are certain weirdos out there that are going to hate something because a woman is in it in a prominent role.
Oh my god, he's gonna bring up the Fallout show, isn't he?
Does exist. But I would argue that's not the majority of consumers of a product, because if that was the case, the Fallout series...
Oh my god, why does this keep happening? No! It's not pre-watched, okay? Literally, it's just we share a same brain cell, okay? In my defense, we just share a brain cell. This isn't actually pre-watched, you should know. Fuck, I'm not beating the allegations on this one. The reason why I mention it is because I just made this video over here that racist Fallout YouTuber attacks Penguinz0. Right, I just made this video, and I got a ton of hate for this video, which was kind of fun because if you hate me over this video, then you're just unironically on the wrong side of history. But this video is where I was covering how someone was attacking Charlie for saying that the Fallout show is good, and they're like, how could you hate the Fallout? How could you think the Fallout show is good when they're trying to erase the white species, when there's race mixing? So I knew this is something he would definitely bring up. No, it's not pre-watched. It's not pre-watched.
Would have flopped. But the Fallout series is beloved. That is the most recent example I can think of.
People love the Fallout series. Even though it's you think the Star Wars audience is a sausage fest? Bro, the Fallout audience, oh my god, they are literally, every single Fallout fan is carrying a meat saber, and the main character of Fallout is a whammon. Get out of here.
It was literally like 2 months ago, everyone, including myself, was raving about how...
Why are people saying Nux in chat, like Nux ... What?
...good the Fallout Prime series is. It's a great show, and it is a female lead there. And boy howdy, let me tell you, hooey, if you thought the Star Wars fandom was male-dominated, your eyes would pop out of your fucking skull at the sausage fest that is the Fallout fandom.
You don't understand, it's not... Shit. Dude, if I did pre-watch it, why would I say the thing? You don't understand. Why would I say the words? Oh god. I know everyone was spamming Nux in the chat. Dude, what did he say? He even used the same intonation as me. If you think that the...
You haven't smelt what The Rock was cooking if you think Star Wars is male-dominated fandom. Fallout is very, very heavily skewed for a male audience, and yet the Fallout series, which has a female lead, did extraordinarily well. And
dude, we had that. This isn't pre-watching, okay? This is just the same brain cell moment, okay? I love Charlie, all right? Listen, I watch all his videos, all right? You forgive me, okay?
Reviewed very, very well. Now again, like I mentioned, there were absolutely some glue-eating, diaper-shitting, crack-smoking weirdos that...
I know, and the funniest thing is I know exactly who he's talking about because I covered him in that video.
Really did take a very serious issue with it being a female lead in their Fallout show. But it clearly wasn't the majority. It was a very small, smelly pocket of goobers.
It was synthetic man, is what he's trying to say. He's not saying it in so many words because he doesn't want to start drama with a smaller channel, but as someone that doesn't give a shit about starting drama, and as someone that has already started drama with this person, he's talking about synthetic man. All right, cool, we got it.
And the show did very well.
I made a video on it. It was awesome.
So I don't think you can just point the finger at that for the Acolyte flopping. I really don't.
Yeah, which is exactly why I'm watching this Charlie video altogether with you guys, because I want I want this to be like documented in history that Disney is out there trying to frame everyone that hates the Acolyte as a racist, when in actuality, that is just not the case at all.
But anyway, I plopped my cheeks down back on my throne of swamp ass to watch episode 4 because they seem to really believe in it. So I thought, okay, is it about to start popping off? When does it get good?
Oh, here's the funny part. It doesn't.
Are we about to enter into like the fucking golden age here of the Acolyte? So turning on episode 4 was a big mistake. It's
no, it's so bad.
The most boring episode so far, and also the one where I really feel like somebody else came in and wrote this without ever having watched the previous 3 episodes. And what's crazy.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The people that wrote the people that wrote the Acolyte never watched the rest of Star Wars, and the people that wrote episode 4 never even watched episode 1, 2, and 3. God, this is how you keep people on their toes. Let's fucking go.
This had the easiest layup of all time to just be like a good episode. This has a Wookiee Jedi in it.
Bro, how on earth do you fumble a Wookiee Jedi? Wookiee are like the most beloved creatures in Star Wars. Dude, you get a Wookiee doing anything and everyone will like it. You get a Wookiee Jedi? How on earth could they fumble that bag?
Cal Naka. Everything Wookiees have ever done on screen in any Star Wars medium has been hype.
Yeah!
A Wookiee Jedi.
We love Wookiees!
In Star Wars, like, is there an easy recipe for success?
Dude, literally the easiest recipe for success of all time. So if they fumbled it, there has to be only one way that they possibly fumbled it. I'm gonna call it right now. I think they fumbled it because the Wookiee Jedi was assassinated off-screen. I'm calling it right now. Off-screen assassination by the Wookiee Jedi. Yeah, that's what we're calling it, all right? And we're taking a screenshot of this Charlie face of disgust because I have a whole collage.
And do you know what they do with Cal Naka here? Do you know what his role in this is?
Oh, God.
To be a fucking Halloween decoration, basically.
What?
He's actually just a corpse. So Cal Naka, he was shown at the end of episode 3, like they've shown him a little bit sporadically. And then episode 4, it's all about May and Kimir. I already forgot his name. It's so hard to remember these characters' names because they're so forgettable, bland, generic, and just really poorly written.
I don't know. I would go as far as to say that you're pretty racist for saying that. You saying that a woman character is poorly written, that's tantamount to being racist, okay?
But May and her sidekick, who I think is going to have a big role to play, I'll get into that in a moment, are wandering through the forest and looking for the Wookiee Jedi Cal Naka, because May still has that task from her Sith Lord, her master, to kill the Jedi without using a weapon.
Is that actually the goal here? Like, she's not allowed to use weapons? She literally uses weapons. She throws knives at them.
She's going on about how difficult that is. Like, how do you kill a Jedi without any type of weaponry? It's an impossible task.
Is there going to be, like, some sort of twist? If you kill a Jedi without a weapon, you get to absorb their soul or some shit? Like, what?
And I think it's a really stupid task to give anyway.
Yeah!
Why specify that? I'm sure we'll learn.
There has to be some sort of lore shit to it. God.
Later, but I still think that's very dumb just on a surface level. That's like challenging me to take a poop without peeing. Like, yes, I might be able to do it with enough like creative strategizing, but what do I get out of it? And what do you get out of it as the Sith Master? The poop still gets done with or without the pee, so who really cares, you know?
Dude, Charlie's cooking. He's cooking.
So, like, if the Jedi are dead, that you want dead, why does it matter how they were killed?
Exactly.
I'm very curious to see why the fixation on not using a weapon is there. But anyway, eventually, she finds the Wookiee Jedi Cal Naka.
All right.
And what
he's like, look at him. He's like in pain. He's trying to describe it, but he's in so much pain.
What ends up the big reveal.
Okay. All right. You ready?
He's already dead. I
was like, there's no way. He died before the assassin even showed up. That is the lamest shit in the universe. At least the guy in episode 2 that was floating there in his little bubble of force field thing. At least that guy was alive before the assassin showed up.
He's been killed by a lightsaber.
Alright. Who killed him? The Sith Master or another Jedi or suicide? I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past these fuckers.
So we don't even get the easy slam dunk here of seeing a Wookiee Jedi do anything.
That's insane. They had a Wookiee Jedi. They introduced a Wookiee Jedi, and his purpose was being a dead body. I think they just didn't want to have to, have him move around because it's probably expensive to get a fur costume actually look good. So they just got a prop instead. I cannot believe that. That's insane. That's the laziest shit in the universe. They introduce a Wookiee Jedi as just some corpse on a couch somewhere.
He's just already dead. What a fumble.
Someone in chat just like, did you know that Angron killed 5 Eldar after emerging from his incubation pod? And that one thing in chat literally got me more excited than the entirety of this show.
It's the easiest dunk of all time. Like, you don't even have to try hard, just have him do anything and people would clap for it.
He could have just gone, and everyone would have been excited.
But they didn't. They actually just had him die off screen and you see his corpse for 2 seconds.
That is pathetic. Wow.
That's it. That's just a shockingly stupid decision. Unless they bring him back.
I don't know, Charlie. It sounds like you're being racist. I think you just hate the show because you're racist. Admit it. Admit it. You hate women. Someone at Disney, probably.
With some kind of forced necromancy or something, I don't see him having a role in the show going forward. It's just, that was his role, to get hit with a lightsaber off screen and add to this mystery of who did it. Of which...
There's no mystery in this show. There is no mystery.
I don't think there's a real mystery present because it seems super obvious that I'm praying they're not going to do it. But anyway, I didn't even get to the stupidest part.
Yeah, the only way you can hate this show is if you're racist, guys. The only way you can hate this show is if you're racist. Thank you, thank you.
So May, the main villain of the series,
right, the evil twin sister,
killed 2 Jedi Masters right now.
Yeah,
she had
and also killed all the lesbian witches because she lit a fire somewhere, and that apparently killed all of them.
Great fight scene with the first Jedi Master in Episode 1 with the bar scene. It was a great fight.
I mean, it's an okay fight with a very bad conclusion.
Which is a really... Like, narratively, it's a stupid fight.
Thank you. Narratively stupid fight.
How the Jedi Master dies at May's hand is pretty underwhelming, but the fight is very flashy. It's choreographed very well.
Right.
As I have said since the last video I made, the action choreography in the show is pretty good. Like, I like the fights a lot. You know what Episode 4 has none of? Fights.
They kill all the characters off screen. But there were no fights in Episode 2 either. They just They just find a Jedi floating there in a force field. They give him poison and he kills himself.
You know what Episode 4 has a lot of? Nothing.
Damn!
So they're not even utilizing the strongest part of the show. There's no fights here, which they could have easily had something for the Wookiee.
It's called Star Wars!
Jedi. She also did kill another Jedi Master, albeit in a much less interesting way. Master Torben, who was just this lobotomite that couldn't stop.
That's the guy in Episode 2 that poisoned himself. That's the worst thing in the world. This guy floating in the air, and she walks up to him, and she's like, hey, can you kill yourself, please? And he's like, okay. And he drinks the poison and dies.
Levitating. He literally just levitates for like 24 hours a day, I guess, and refuses to talk to anyone.
Bro, actual gooner.
Until May came through with a little vial of poison, and then he floats down, and he says thanks, and kills himself, basically.
Yeah, dude, that's actually what happens in Episode 2. Unironically, that is what happens. It's so lame. It's wild.
Basically. Well, not basically. He literally just drinks the poison and...
He was watching force porn. He was gooning to force porn. He just got post-nut clarity from force porning, and then he just fucking yoinked the poison.
Dies. That's it.
Yeah, that's literally what happens to the guy. It's crazy.
But, like, we've had one good fight with the Jedi Master, and I really thought we'd have something for the Wookiee Jedi, but nope. Subverted those expectations in the lamest way ever. But the stupidest part is...
He didn't even get to the stupidest part.
May has killed 2 Jedi Masters.
And an entire civilization of space witch lesbians.
And in the middle of the forest here with Kamir, she decides to, like, booby trap him. So she strings him up with, like, this trap where he's now, like, hanging upside down. And she says to him that now that she learned that her sister Osha is alive, she's going to turn herself into the Jedi.
No. Are you serious? She tried to kill her sister. You know that the reason why the sister was in there. The sister was like, I'm gonna join the Jedi. And in order to stop the sister from joining the Jedi, she tries to kill her sister. And she thought she succeeded. But now that she finds out that she didn't succeed in killing the sister, she's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm gonna get myself in. That is the fucking worst plot development I've ever heard in all of content. This is the Sasuke figures out that Itachi sacrificed himself for the Leaf Village, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna take revenge by destroying the Leaf Village. Oh my god. This is an irredeemable level of bad writing. I can't believe it. It's probably because I hate women.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. This comes out of nowhere, mind you.
I don't know. It sounds like Charlie hates women.
May has spent 16 years as a villain.
Yeah, but would you hate her if she was a man?
And assumedly been working with this Sith Lord for most of that time. And now all of a sudden, she learns Osha is alive, which I feel like she probably would have learned at some other point if she did any research at all and into any of the Jedis.
Dude, she was a known Jedi, Osha. So how did she not figure this out?
That she was hunting. She would have learned that Master Soul, which is one of the 4 Jedi she's tasked with killing, was the teacher to Osha. Like, that's publicly accessible knowledge in like the Jedi Order. I feel like May, given her endless resources, I suppose, with the Sith Lord, would have absolutely immediately spotted Osha was alive because she is the...
Forget spotting that Osha's alive. That's not even the issue. It's the idea that she tries to kill Osha. She thinks she does succeed. She decides to become evil and start killing Jedi and blames the Jedi for some reason. Osha's alive and now suddenly she... That is unfathomably bad writing. ChatGPT couldn't write something this bad.
One of the registered Padawans to Master Soul, one of her targets. Like, I feel like there's no way she didn't know that, but I'm reading way too deep into it. Like, my thinking cap is on when it should be off. I'm watching a Star Wars show, I guess.
That is so sad that is the mentality. You know that? Like, I've been looking into the different lore of these different characters and these different timelines. The Old Republic timeline, the stories of Dark Revan, and all these, like, insanely cool characters. The Clone Wars. The idea that I should be turning my brain off because it's Star Wars is so tragic.
I'm going way too hard on it. But anyway, she learns Osha's alive and then decides her plan is to turn herself into the Jedi. And Kamir's like, well, that's fucking stupid. You know they're going to, like, lock you up forever. And she's like, no, I know something that they want to know about the Sith Lord, the Sith that's training her. I have information they're going to want. So,
dude, they have mind readers. They have fucking Force tortures, okay? You think they're not going to arrest you because you have issues? You think they're the FBI? You think they're going to cut you a snitch deal? Oh my god.
They'll take it easy on me. You killed 2 Jedi Masters. Like, you can't just, like...
And an entire covenant of space witch lesbians. Charlie, by the fact that you're excluding the space witch lesbians, it might be that you're hating the show because you're in fact homophobic.
That's not something you can just wash your hands of and they're just gonna, like, pat you on the back and be like, alright, hey, you gave us good info, it's okay you killed these 2 Jedi Masters. All is forgiven, all's right in the world. Like, I don't know how you could be that dumb. Like, how can you be that stupid? There's no way. That is terrible, terrible writing. And it comes out of nowhere. It comes out of actually nowhere.
Oh my god, it's awful.
Because keep in mind, May is the reason Osha and her were even separated in the first place and why she thought Osha was dead.
Because she tried to kill her.
Because when they were kids, in episode 3 with the flashback scene, May says to Osha's face that she is going to kill Osha. Because Osha wanted to leave and join the Jedi. So May sets the entire fucking building ablaze and leads to the death of her entire family and everyone else there.
Yep. This is the worst plot development I've ever heard in my life. I'm, like, actually just floored that this is so bad. Like, I definitely didn't see this coming. Like, they caught me off guard, that's for sure.
That was May, the psychotic plan that she hatched as a child. And now, all of a sudden, she's like, oh, my sister's alive. This changes everything. I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi because my loyalty is to my sister.
Yeah, after you tried to kill her.
That's one of the lines she says
by burning the stone fortress and killing all the overpowered space witches inside.
Verbatim. Her loyalty is to her sister. You tried to fucking kill her. You literally not only tried to kill her, but you ended up having a hand, at least, in killing everyone else around there with that fire. Like, what do you mean? Where is this coming from? I don't know if this is something that's going to be explored deeper into the show or not, or if I'm just supposed to accept that.
This is the worst writing I've ever heard in my life. Like, unironically, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How do they care so little about this story? See, when people complain about woke shit in movies and media and stuff like that, I think it's important to recognize a little detail. People don't care if there's a woman in Star Wars. That doesn't bother anyone. What bothers people is that obviously the goal for this Star Wars was not to make a good story. It was to push an agenda of some sort. Like, that was the goal, right? Like, let's not be idiots. They did when they say that we don't hire writers based on if they're good writers, we hire them based on their ethnic background, then obviously your goal is not to make a good story. Your goal is to make a diverse story. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit. I want to watch something good. I want to consume media that I'll enjoy. This is brutal. Unbelievable. And then they go on an interview and they say, are you proud of the Acolyte? And they say, yeah, we're proud of Acolyte because it's the gayest Star Wars. Why don't you be proud of the Acolyte? Because it's the best storytelling with the best characters. God.
That tonal shift in the character motivation, but I don't even know how you can flesh that out. Like, I don't know how you can make that make sense. I don't know.
Like, Charlie, you just don't understand what it's like to have PMS. Okay, Charlie, can you stop hating women for 1 second? God, I can't even. This is crazy. Hey, Nux, did you know that Camasaur Yarrick, after getting his arm cut off by an orc, he killed the orc, but the robot arm of the orc, and he put the arm of the robot orc on his arm and made the orc scared. Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much for the random Warhammer fact to get me out of this fucking abysmal bullshit.
You just pull it out of your ass. But anyway, the episode concludes with the Jedi, including Osha.
That's the whole
I think
episode?
6 Jedi, including Osha and
That was the whole episode? The whole episode was they go to the Wookiee Jedi's dead, and then May shows up and is like, yo, I'm gonna turn myself in because May's alive. That's the whole plot of the whole episode.
Master Soul. They track May using this special gopher. It's like this weird little animal that they feed or have sniff a piece of the Wookiee Jedi Kelnaka's clothing. So he takes like a huge huff of the fumes there. Like he chloroforms himself with the Wookiee scent, and then they start tracking Kelnaka because they know that's where May's going.
Dude, it's insane. The poor Wookiee guy. Like, he was literally just there as a fucking cum rag off screen.
They eventually encounter May. She's inside the ship with Kelnaka's dead body. And while they're outside, the Sith Lord floats down. And
floats down?
The red lightsaber comes out.
Dude, he has to stop doing that red lightsaber gimmick. He floats down!
And then Osha is right in front of him, and he force pushes her away. And then all 6 Jedi charge at him. Awful battle plan. These are some of the most highly trained killing machines in the galaxy. And the best they could do is like basically fucking sleepwalk at this Sith Lord that's now presented itself. Keep in mind, this is the first time they're seeing a Sith ever. Like,
I can't believe this. So now Sith fly, apparently. They have a... I can't believe it. So one thing that I did know about episode 4 beforehand, there was only one thing that I knew. That there was a character, Ki Adi Mundi, that showed up in this episode, even though he should be dead, right? Here's a clip.
Ki Adi Mundi was shown as a cameo in the 4th episode of The Acolyte, which would technically break Star Wars canon. Here's why fans are either surprised or just straight up pissed. Ki Adi Mundi was born in 93 BBY, whilst the events of The Acolyte take place in 123 BBY, meaning that the show happened roughly 30 years before he was born.
Wow, so they broke canon. Well, interesting. You want to know something else very funny? Something else very, 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 very funny? So I found this compilation of Star Wars, but only Ki Adi Mundi. It's only Ki Adi Mundi in all the prequels.
Impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
That's the first thing he says in Star Wars canon. In all of the Star Wars canon, that is the first phrase he ever says.
Impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
But brother, homie, dog, you literally see a Sith in the Acolyte. You literally see one. Are you lying? Are they breaking canon? Did they forget that this was literally his only line in the whole movie? Aside from being born earlier. Unbelievable.
They are thought to be extinct. This is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And the best they do is like lightly jog at him with their lightsabers drawn, and he force pushes all of them away. Credits roll for episode 4.
Oh my fucking
Now,
God.
I did see a lot of
That's
hooting and
awful.
hollering about how this breaks canon, because in the Phantom Menace, they were all shocked to learn that Sith were still around in any capacity.
Yeah, but so for me, it's not the fact that they were all shocked that Sith were around in any capacity. It was that specifically the guy that they broke canon to make him alive longer to show up here. He was the guy that said he didn't know.
But since this was going on and there's clearly a Sith that they have now seen, they would have at least had that knowledge, you would think. But I'm not even here to really talk about it breaking Star Wars canon, because I'm here to just look at the show on its own 2 feet, not even thinking about how it ties into other Star Wars property.
I mean, I respect that. I still care about how it ties into other Star Wars property. I hate breaking canon in general. Unless it's, purposeful retcon for some important reason. I really hate when things break canon.
I just wanted to watch this as its own show, as if nothing else in Star Wars existed, and it's still bad. Like, even if you go into this only caring about what you're seeing in Acolyte and not how it ties into other things, it's still just not good. It's just boring, and it is really poorly written, even in its own self-contained 4 episodes so far. It's also really weak visually. For a $100 million plus budget, This actually does feel like something that would fit right at home on the CW station.
Damn.
Like, every time they show Coruscant, I want to cry. Like, it just actually looks like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. And a lot of the visuals just look super cheaply made and haphazardly thrown.
I don't know. And you'd think they would do better with this. You'd think they would do better with this, man. Like, at least put money into it. Like, what are you even doing? And every time you go open Disney Plus right now, and you will see Acolyte as the main recommendation. That's how insanely they're trying to push it. Money laundering? Yeah, maybe.
Thrown together. And that is not the VFX team's fault. These VFX teams are getting used and abused, and they just have no time to actually finish their work anymore, and my fucking heart breaks for them. It is so sad how poorly treated the VFX artists are, so I don't blame...
I wonder where the $180 million budget went. Probably to the paychecks of the oppressed female actors. No! No!
Blame them at all when a show comes out looking like this, because I know this isn't their choice. They just didn't have time because of these strict fucking deadlines that they get hammered with to actually fully flesh out the visuals. Now, there is something I want to mention. I hinted at it a moment ago about something very predictable. Khmer. I'm still not going to bother looking his name up.
Khmer's the guy that made May the poison for the Master in the second episode, right? That's that guy? Or is that someone else?
Because I just don't care enough about his name. Khmer being the sidekick of May, the one that made the poison for her.
He's the discount Ezra Miller that was there. Right.
Quite certain that he is the Sith Lord, the mysterious man in the motorcycle.
Oh God, that would be so fucking lame. Like, if that's true, that would be so pathetic.
Helmet with the red lightsaber. I think they are making it very obvious that he is a lot deeper than we're being led to believe he...
Oh, fuck. That would be so stupid. I don't understand. Who writes this shit? Oh, my God.
He's not just some goofball that May is traveling with, who also happens to be indebted to this mysterious Sith Lord. I am pretty confident that they're going to have the big reveal that Khmer is the Sith Lord. Both he and May are on this planet, and now the Wookiee Jedi is mysteriously slashed with a lightsaber, and somehow the Sith Lord is also here, all while Khmer isn't present. He's supposedly still entangled in May's trap.
Oh my fucking God. That would be so lame. I can't believe it. He's probably right. Like, unironically, Charlie's probably right. And that's so stupid.
It all just seems like it's going to be him that's the Sith Lord, which I think is the most predictable shit ever, and I'm fingers crossed they don't do that.
Oh, God.
That would be so embarrassing if they actually did, because it's so obvious.
So they're gonna watch his video and change it right now. They have no idea where the plot's going anyway.
That would be really... I mean, I guess that...
I think he takes his mask off, he takes off his helmet, and it's Palpatine. Somehow, Palpatine returned before he was even born. Let's go! That would be sick.
Be fitting for the show to be...
Make it Dark Plagueis the Wise. It's gonna be this whole convoluted plot, and now Dark Plagueis learned how to make the Immaculate Conception shit through them. I don't know, this is all stupid. I don't know, man. This fucking show is just god-awful.
Fair, but still. It would still...
There's no saving it, right? Like... The first 4 episodes, Darth Maul's bottom part was this Sith all along.
It'll feel so lame. I just wanted to put that out there. I think that's the direction they're going, but I'm hoping it's not. But yeah, I just watched episode 4, and I just had to talk about it a little bit more here. Now I'm committed to just finishing the show.
Yes,
to see how it wraps up. Like, I'm really wondering where they're going to try and take this, because right now it's just not good. Like, it's really not good at all. But at least the fighting is good when it's there. Episode 4 had...
Which it wasn't for, 3 of the 4 episodes. There was only a fight in episode 1. There were no fights in episodes 2 or 3 or 4. So it's a good thing the fighting's good.
None of that, unfortunately. But when there is fighting, I do like it. Whoever's working on their action, like the action department...
Which is good, because they used that once.
...in here, the choreographer, they are carrying. They're putting some actual passion into it, and I appreciate it. Hopefully the next episodes are only action.
This is so sad.
Because that's the only thing this is getting right. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.
God damn, what an actual nightmare situation. This was just... The Acolyte's just fucking awful. It's like atrociously bad. Wildly atrociously bad. And the disingenuousness of Disney and everyone trying to put the blame on everyone for, oh yeah, you just hate the Acolyte because you hate women. Sure, I hate the Acolyte because I hate women. Of course, that's why I hate the Acolyte. Not because, you know, it's a god-awful story. Anyway, that's about it. See ya. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fan.